Yo, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Honorable Marvin Coop Show. I'm the host, Chef Marv. No lie, I'm that guy. And it is Honorable Tuesday. We are back with another WWE Rewind. And I got the brilliant minds of my man Jwilliii the Third, my man Jojo the Great, and my man Aundre the Sports Junkie. What's going on, fellas?
I
Hey,
like
what's
how
going
I'm like
on,
the odd
man?
man out with the background photos. Everybody has Shawn Michaels and Triple H, and I'm rocking with Brock over here, the actual
Bro,
man.
for some reason, bro, it wouldn't even let me change my background picture. Like, it's literally the same one from
Yeah,
Survivor.
it's been the same one for a minute.
Like, it wouldn't change for some reason.
Hey, matter of fact, it was to be honest with y'all, it was on the rival show me and JoJo did too. So that's
Yes, but it won't let me change it,
But you know
bro.
what's crazy? It's fit like every single video that you've done.
it,
So
it honestly do. The rivals one it definitely did. The survival ones did too. And technically this one, since he has such a banging match, it kind of fit this one too, pause.
Yeah.
So you good. You straight until, Dre pick a odd boss pay-per-view and you gonna be the odd man out on the next one. So, but it's cool though, man. We respect legends over here. So shout out to the Heartbreak Kid, man.
Dre, I hope you please do not pick something like a fast lane pay-per-view.
No, you're bro. Don't worry. Don't worry.
That's
To
the
be
worst pay-per-view of all time
to
to me.
be
I
honest with you, Jay,
Worse?
Will, I should still have these two on punishment from that showdown, whatever crap it
Bro, we
was.
just
oh
did it for
yeah.
the content, man.
Hey Marv, let's do a worse one. And that's crazy.
Hey, it was bang. The video
But you
bang.
know
It
what?
was
You know
banging.
what, Marv? It was content because we debated on majority of those.
Hey, I
Yeah.
don't want Dre, JoJo, I don't want to hear that shit.
I know no more like mute them both of y'all. Just not listen.
Jay Will, I couldn't even mute nobody in that episode because they deserve to speak on that garbage. For anything, I muted myself because I didn't want to say nothing.
I've been like
So
Tony Allen with that little clip when the old dude said he could drop
yeah,
like he like Kobe. I
You
was
on
like,
Rashad McCantis.
wrap it up. Yeah, I was like, wrap it up. Let's
facts,
cut the
facts.
outro.
All right. So today we are doing the 2002 SummerSlam, which by far people say is probably one of the greatest pay-per-views in
Oh,
history.
oh.
I mean, I was like, it's definitely up there. I would say like
Especially with the feuds.
Hmm.
it
And then
probably
the
It was
could
GM
be.
banging, bro.
feud. Then you
It,
had the GM feuding with
yeah,
Stephanie,
Stephanie and
SmackDown feuding with
Bischoff,
Raw.
right? It probably could be like top
Mm.
two and not even two.
And
It could be.
that's when that brand split was kind of starting to happen just a little bit. They're making moves
Yeah,
little by little.
Yeah, that was the best thing WWE did was to do that.
yeah, split them up.
I love brand splits, bro, because then you literally had one pay per view. If it was like a SummerSlam or a WrestleMania, Survivor
Hmm.
Series, or Royal Rumble, they were jointed. But if it was like a No Mercy, that was a SmackDown pay per view. It
Yeah.
was all SmackDown.
Or they'll do like Unforgiven. They'll do like a straight Raw pay-per-view. And then that's when they'll do like one big pay-per-view like at the end of the month or
That's
like the
true.
next month. Put everybody together. I liked it, bro. I ain't gonna lie. I
I
think
was
it's
So
cool. I was
convenient.
happy when they brought the brand split back in 2017 too. But then Vince McMahon, oh, it doesn't work. It doesn't work any. It was fine.
yeah. So here's a fun fact, y'all. I was there. Me and my brothers went to the Long Island, and we was at the SummerSlam.
Oh, that's dope.
I know you
Yes,
Wow.
a lot of good memories rewatching this
it
one.
was. I was like, yeah, this was just like lit. And on top of that, it was like my first, like we went to like a few Raws but the
Hmm.
pay-per-view was just like
It's different.
this was like the first time I felt like people from boroughs got along with the Long Island people. Because we don't like them. They didn't like us. We didn't like them. So this was like,
Man,
which
Marv, you got to see Sean and HHH in the unsanctioned match
got
with your
got
own
to
eyes
see it
live.
live,
Hey
bro.
man, a little bit off topic, man. Why does Long Island get such a bad rep in New York, bro? Like, what do y'all do? What do y'all be doing?
No, it's no, they don't like us, Jay
Oh,
Will.
so it's the other way
They
around.
don't. It's the other way around because
I got some friends from Long Island. They like, yeah,
they kind of like don't like us. It's like like I said, I don't want to get off topic because it is personal. Like the Bronx don't like Brooklyn.
Yeah,
for some odd reason. You know, you guys are dweebs. I don't care. So either way, let's get back to it because you know that's a whole nother episode. And that's a whole rant that I've been saving since I was a kid. But I ain't gonna get into it. This is WWE. But if it was good, me, my four brothers, and we had a good time. And first time I was able to like stay out late, even though it's like summertime, parents were still trying to give us a curfew. But it
Hmm.
was good. It was a good going back to school present back in the day. So I had fun. This match, first match, let's start it off. Wasn't
Banger
bad.
of a match.
Wasn't bad at all, in my opinion.
I mean, Kurt Angle, Rey Mysterio, the match for being the opening match too. That was Kurt and Rey in the backstage area. Like, hey,
Yeah.
we're the first match on the card, so let's go out there and make them
Mhm.
make them reassure. Like, damn, we could
Right.
have moved them lower in the card.
Yeah.
Like, no, that was a banger though of a match. The high flying spots, like the Rey's entrance when he
Mhm.
came from behind and hit Kurt, and then the rolling helo off the referee.
Yeah.
I mean, man, and that's the referee saying, "I want to be a part of this match."
Uh, if I don't, this may be a hot take, but I think this is probably the greatest opening to a show ever. Like
That's
this
not a hot
match
take
was
at all. That's not a hot take
Not
at
at
that's
all.
like
all.
this match was fire. Like from the start
Fast
to
pace.
finish. Yes. And it's like and people like obviously Kurt Angle is one of them guys that's like known to be like one of the best in the ring ever. But like
Mhm.
when you get a high flyer and Rey Mysterio who was like barely 30, you
Yeah.
get Kurt Angle, that's magic, man. That's just magic in the ring right there. And I think those two put on a hell of a show in my opinion.
Right.
And if those of you who know too, Kurt Angle was hilarious during some of these rivalries with Ray too, like leading up
Yeah.
to it. But it was just the fact of watching these two class acts go to work.
Mhm.
Like it really looks like when they step inside that ring, they're home. They know what to do. So,
Mhm.
like you said, just fast paced. It was from the start of the match to the end of the match. There was a lot of like cool spots in between. Great match, and it was 9 minutes too.
yeah.
Yeah.
Kind of I said this last time. The way I look at Rey Mysterio, to me, it's like he is probably one of the greatest of all time when it comes to making their opponent look good, if that makes sense. I feel like if you have a match against Rey Mysterio and that match is not good, I'm gonna be honest with you, the other guy probably just cannot wrestle that well.
Yeah,
Like,
you the
but
problem. Yeah.
yeah, and Josiah, I was sitting here thinking that because I like that you said like it may be like with the best opening match of all time because I was low key I feel a little like a type of way that the opener was Kurt Angle versus Rey Mysterio because to me I probably would have slid that a little bit down the card and
Yeah.
probably had somebody else
The
open that.
Un-Americans match, maybe they could have swapped that, make
Yeah,
that first.
but
Yeah.
all in all, it still was a great match. I was just like, dang, that for that to be an opener is crazy. But
Yeah,
I
I
mean, I get it though. Like, I honestly get it because,
Yeah.
like, they was like, all right, we're gonna have y'all opening, just to bring some
set the
energy into
tone.
Yeah.
set the
Set the
tone of the show.
tone.
I mean, it's smart though, but it's like, dang,
But
first?
at the same time, though, like when you set the tone that high, everybody else behind you is going to have to be able to replicate the same energy. That's
Yeah,
hard to do, but they kind of pulled it off, though.
yeah,
And like I said, if there was any changes that like if they were to be further in the card, like if there was a way to like swap it, it was still a good match regardless. I'm just saying, like if it was able to be swapped, I would have probably made the Un-Americans tag team match go first, and then have Ray take that slot
I
because they
probably
were
would.
like match 5, I think.
Honestly, I would have had Ric Flair and Chris Jericho open. Honestly, I'm not gonna
Yeah,
lie to
Oh
you.
yeah,
I
Rick
was gonna
I
say
versus
that
agree.
Rick.
too.
I ain't gonna lie to you.
And that's not even disrespect to those two. I just feel like
Yeah.
with that
Yeah,
match was set up, I probably would have had that at the open.
But that's crazy. Ray and Kurt set the tone. So I felt bad for everyone. Everyone else is like,
Mm.
damn it, now we gotta.
and mind you, bro, this match was. I'm looking at the card on my phone, bro. This match was 9 minutes and 25 seconds,
Hmm.
and they
Really?
set the tone that quick.
But this may be a hot take too. This could have probably been the main event for me.
Nah.
And this
It
is
could
my
have.
pay-per-view?
I mean,
Or like,
like any type of like any review, like any type of review, or like the second like main event. Because here's the thing, I agree with you being it was a hot opener, but you got to
Yeah.
remember the two that's involved. they had the crowd on their side. That's what I'm saying. It didn't matter
Mhm.
what slot they would have been in. The crowd was on both of their sides, especially like, with the 619 or the "You Suck" to, Bengals theme song. That's what I'm saying. It could have been anywhere on the card and it probably would have been still a 10 out of 10. But I feel like it was a great opener. Of course, it was exciting.
Yeah.
Like I said, the crowd was on their side, and they both knew like they had the crowd at the palm of their hand. So I feel like this
Mhm.
was a good 10 out of 10 opener. Like Jojo said, probably one of the best openers to any pay-per-view I ever seen.
Yeah, and honestly, what makes it funny too, this match. So that's when Ray had just debuted like a couple months
Yeah.
prior.
Oh, against
It's
Chavo.
so funny, bro. So he didn't say it on SummerSlam because both Michael Cole and Taz had gotten corrected.
Mm-hmm.
But watching SmackDown, because you said SummerSlam, so I started it from SmackDown and worked my way up to SummerSlam.
Yeah.
And you hear the announcer,
Yo, hold
Rey
on.
Mysterio,
Y'all heard it? Y'all heard this bougie ass nigga?
he
I,
said
I,
he hits
I,
the. Oh, go ahead, my bad.
I started this from SmackDown, guys.
I
So I could.
had to. They were
Y'all-
saying
Storyline.
the way
Right.
we say it,
Yeah.
619, how it's pronounced. They were saying 619. Rey
Hmm.
Mysterio hit the 619. I was like, what the fuck?
That don't
That's
sound right.
it don't.
He said, and then I read Taz like the right before SummerSlam, he was like, it's 619, Cole, not the 619. I was like,
That's crazy.
I get what you're saying too, Marv, about it being the main event because later down the line, I think Ray and Angle main evented at Mania with Randy for the world title. I just
Mhm.
don't like. Don't get me wrong.
oh yeah,
I
no
just
shit.
don't see them main event this pay per view over like
The
Brock and
Rock.
Rock and HBK and Triple H
No,
because
I said any type of
any type.
pay-per-view.
Oh, okay.
Not this one. No, this one had too many heavy hitters
Oh
in it.
yeah, like if they had like a world title on the line, oh yeah, they could have definitely made
Yeah.
a pay-per-view.
No, not this one. No, this one was just too.
Man, I just like, bro, like, cause like I know the story of like Undertaker. Why I keep saying Undertaker, man? Fuck, Triple H and Shawn. I think Shawn and Triple H, man, they storyline was like hot, like it was on fire for like a good minute. Like
I'm
this, like probably lasted like what, 04,
Oh,
oh
4,
five.
yeah, ended at Bad
Like
Blood.
this lasted for a long time.
Hmm.
and it started at like 99, didn't it? Like the actual like feud when they kind of broke up and all. Wasn't that like 99? I could be wrong.
Sean was gone for like what,
4
4 years.
years.
He
about four or
returned in
5 years?
'02.
That's right.
Yeah.
But then didn't they start beefing before he left and then he came back and kind of like reignited? I could
Well,
be
Sean at that time, he had well, he was gone, obviously,
No, they
but like
was they
late
was still
90s,
cool when he left. Yeah, they was still cool when
yeah,
he left.
he
Hmm.
just had some issues outside of wrestling that,
Yeah.
besides the back injury. But once he came back, bro, shout out to, oh, you know what? Never, we'll get there because I'm getting to the Triple H match.
Dre jumping a little too early, y'all.
I
Dre
know,
jumping a
I'm
little
all
too early.
excited.
Yeah, man, this is a 5-star match right here, bro. I don't
Most
care,
definitely.
man. Dave Meltzer can kiss my ass, bro. This is a 5-star match.
And JoJo's starting already, y'all.
Bro, I'm telling you, bro, the match was gas, bro. It was gas.
Is we need a
It's
shirt.
gas.
I think I'm gonna give it a out of 10. I think I'm gonna give it a 8 yeah, 8.5. I think it was a great.
Oh, yeah,
That's
I can
fair.
give it. I'm giving it a 10. My bad. I didn't give the rating. That was that was just a fucking great opener.
Oh yeah.
I almost restarted the fucking match.
I give it a 8-2. I feel like it probably could have been longer.
Longer,
Pause.
yeah, bro.
Yeah,
You
it could have been
short.
longer.
But that's funny though, because I feel like I thought when JoJo said it was like 9 minutes, it felt shorter than 9 minutes
Yeah, it did. It kind of felt
energy
good.
or whatever. So I do agree with you on that, but it felt long. It felt way shorter than it actually was. But I think
Yeah.
it's because of the high profile energy and
Yeah.
how the match is set up.
And you know what? Can we also I love the crowds too. The
Yeah.
reaction of the fans. Oh,
Bro,
It's the
or the referee
crowd,
stopped them
man.
on the run. They're like, boo.
When I tell y'all that everyone was turned when it started, and I think it was just because for SummerSlam was like finally here. And then, then you had the you suck.
Did you
Then
get
all
in
of a
on that
sudden,
chant?
then when Ray came from the crowd, you know how like it's a fight in school? Y'all be like, ooh, ooh, ooh. So when that nigga ran through the crowds, when Ray ran through the crowds, niggas like everybody was just pointing over there. I'm like, what the fuck going on? So then we see his little ass. I was like, oh, so because we all looking like, we like Kurt Angle, we looking at the entrance.
Yeah.
Then they like, ooh, 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 ooh. I'm like, what the fuck they pointing at? And I was like, oh, there you go.
There you go.
There you go. And like I
Were
said,
you a
that
part of
that
that, Mark?
moment
Were you saying?
we was on. Oh, I didn't say he sucked. No, I just like I said, I love
Oh,
Kurt, so I didn't say he sucked. But everyone like around us, so I wasn't gonna be like, hey, and I'm 13, so what the fuck can I do against some grown ass drunk people that say he sucked? So
The
yeah, I
fact
was like,
that it's
yeah,
hard.
like my brother said, you better stay in the child's place. You better stay in the-
But I do
Yeah,
think like one of the things I feel like we don't probably address when we like look at these older shows is the
yeah,
crowd. Because some of these,
crowd.
I'm gonna be honest with you, like sometimes it's bigger than the match. Like the
It
reactions
is,
matter.
yes,
Like certain cities, they do a great job at it. Like St. Louis, in my opinion, is one of the best.
Mhm.
Chicago, areas like
New
that.
York,
One of the best.
Madison
Houston.
Square.
I'm not gonna throw New York in there, Dre, because you haven't seen the crowd like Chicago's. You haven't seen
Oh,
the crowd like St. Louis, like Dre just like Jay Will just said. And I ain't gonna lie, even y'all like LA, you go to LA, and it don't matter if you from San Francisco, San Diego, Los Angeles, y'all turn it up there. So definitely shout out to y'all. I mean,
Man,
we
the South crowds are good too. Like the South,
the
down South,
South crowd,
they
not
real good.
Atlanta, not Atlanta, they turn up down here. They don't care. Like I definitely say Atlanta could be one of
So,
them.
Man,
so I
and
feel like
just
Memphis could be a little bit better. It depends like on who it is in general, though.
and like
Now,
when you said about the crowds, man,
yeah, crowds
like
deserve a lot of love.
Rock and Hogan, man.
Mania
Before that match
18.
started, they just stared each other down. Like you could just like feel the intensity and the energy of the crowd. I was like, man,
Hmm.
this is why I like pro wrestling, bro. Like
Yes.
when Daniel Bryan versus Kenny Omega happened on Dynamite, and they just stared at each other for like three, like intensity of the crowd. Rock and Cena, like you got
Yeah.
icons. When you have like icons in the ring, and then you have the fans just boosting it up, like that makes the show better to me. I don't
Yeah.
know about y'all, but like when you hear the crowd like
Yeah.
roaring and popping like that for two icons in the ring, that brings excitement to the sport, in my opinion.
Yeah. And I'll take that back, Jay. Yeah, you could probably put us up there, but we're just not as exciting as, yeah, I'll take
As
that
the
back.
other
We're not
ones.
exciting as like LA or like
Chicago.
Jay Will just said, Chicago, South crowds, Atlanta, especially these foods down here.
So you don't think
They,
y'all good in a garden? Like when
in my
WWE
opinion,
first?
in my
And Mitch,
opinion, I'm gonna say we could be top 10, maybe 6 or 7. But I just felt like I've been to other crowds. Like I said, I've been to like LA before to see that. I've been to Chicago to where like even a Bulls game. I'm like, damn, and the Bulls could be down like by 20 and they still in it though. That's what I'm saying. They fan bases. No, 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 no. I'm not trying to throw shots at you. I'm just saying that the crowd is they motivate each other, if that makes any
Mhm.
sense. You know what I'm saying? They cool with that. Atlanta, the Hawks, look at them. Win or lose,
they rock with them.
they rock with them. And God forbid any event happen down here. It concerts shit. The concerts down here be turned up. So that's what I'm saying. It's like crowds everywhere. It's just like I think there's people above us, in my opinion.
Yeah, I feel
Yeah.
like crowds, and not just for wrestling, but even like in other sports. Sometimes I just love hearing like when
Yeah.
a crazy play happens, the crowd just makes it that much more exciting when
True.
they celebrate.
That's true. But on to the next, y'all. This is Ric Flair and Chris Jericho.
Woo!
Nature Boy.
So what do y'all think about this one?
It was all right. It wasn't nothing crazy about it. Like
Yeah,
I
it was
mean,
more
they
like a,
they got like when you talk about Y2J and the Nature Boy, like they obviously have better matches in their catalog.
Yeah.
I feel like this match could have started the show off, honestly. But then again, like I said, like it's nothing to hate about, but it's nothing to like go crazy over, On 1 to 10, I'm gonna give this a 6. It wasn't bad, but it wasn't great either. So it
it was
was,
like right in the middle.
yeah,
It was a slow match too.
yeah.
But Dre, I kind of expected it at that point in
Yeah.
time. When that match was coming out, I was like, okay, because it's already a submission match in that regard in general. So I was like, okay, this is definitely coming off from Rey Mysterio versus Kurt Angle. It's definitely going to be a more slow pace, a more probably physical match. Uh, and I thought honestly, because the hot take for the episode, like I wasn't really drawn in that much, and I don't know if it's just because like it followed up between Ray and Kurt or whatever. But to me the match was just okay. It wasn't to me
Yeah.
anything great.
Hmm.
Like even the ending was like it was cool, but like it just wasn't nothing that made me kind of pick out. I'm probably gonna have to give it like I think I'm gonna have to give it a 6 as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. I me as well. I knocked it down. I gave it a 2 just because it was one of those matches. You went from a fast-paced, high-flying match with between Kurt and Ray to a very slow pace because of Rick. Obviously, I get that, but it was, and like I said, it wasn't bad, but it wasn't great either. So it was like right in the middle. It was an okay match.
Yeah.
I'm interested to see what my brother's gonna say on the comment when I say this. Because he's a nature boy guy. Him and my father are, so shout out to them too. Let's just say when I was there, this was the match I was sitting down. And let's say when I had to rewatch it, I did a lot in 10 minutes. So I didn't care for this match back then, and I didn't care for it now. But when I watched it over the years, I would say, just to give my honest review, because we're trying to be professional here, it was
Mm-hmm.
good, but it was not great.
Right.
It had a nice inconsistency, don't get me wrong, but and on top of that, it had a decent story, a decent storyline, in my opinion. So I'm gonna give this match a 5.
Yeah, and I feel like it had
Mm.
potential to be better because
Yeah,
like this is basically like both men's specialty is submission. I
exactly.
just
Mm-hmm.
I just wish they had like I guess more creative spots during that match.
Right.
That would
Yeah.
have made it way better, but
And
Mhm.
it
honestly,
felt
oh
lame
my bad, Jay. Will.
because of that. Yeah, I'm basically done. I was just basically saying like it kind of felt a little bit more
Yeah,
lame because of it. Like it didn't feel like 10 minutes. It kind of felt like 15, 20-ish, like by watching.
yeah, I agree with you.
Yeah.
I will kind of throw in if there was any part that I didn't really like. I wish that wasn't in the match. Did you see the ending part where Chris Jericho had him in the figure four and then he grabbed the rope, then started tapping?
Yeah.
Yeah. I
I was
seen that.
like, what? And then Chris
Yeah,
Jericho, low key, the referee. Well, he was tapping. Sam was on the fucking rope, man. That was Vince's idea. It had to have been.
yeah. And I'm trying to think of the backstory. I think Jericho had mentioned in his book about like the backstory of this. So I'm trying to think of what it was. I'm gonna read it and then I'll bring it up on another episode.
Was it negative or positive?
It's kind of like 50-50, but
Oh,
it's
so
kind
in
of like
between.
it kind of like motivated him. So like to have these matches between these two, it was, I guess it was like a good story.
And Rick had to have been like
Yeah,
what at that time, like mid to late 50s or 60.
I think he was touching 60.
yeah, he was. He was.
Yeah, because
But
that's 2002. Yeah.
Yeah, he was
yeah.
touching 60. Damn.
2002. You were 13, Marv. That's insane.
Yep, 2002. I was 32.
I wouldn't even have thought.
Man.
I was 4 years old.
Damn,
Man. I
baby.
was I was due later. I was due later that year.
That's all right. I don't. All right, we ain't gonna talk about age, little little motherfuckers. Oh man, that's crazy.
Hey, Jay.
Damn, you
You
was born
said
in,
you little motherfuckers.
y'all both was born in '02.
I was
I
born.
was born in '02. I think he was born in '03.
Yeah.
That don't make it no better. Get out of here. I had my first baby. That's bad. All right, that's bad.
Oh,
So we are on to one of the best matches. Wait,
Bro.
hey, sensitive,
he's sensitive.
Josiah,
sensitive.
I'm sorry, but I'm gonna have to agree with him on this. I'm sorry. I gotta agree with him on that. I got to agree.
Hey, you weren't even born yet, so shut up. There was there was no reason for you not to like him right here. There was no reason. He
He said
wasn't,
that.
he wasn't even born yet. So,
trying to give
shut,
trying to give a little flowers to Edge, man.
hey, yeah, shut that shit up, Joseph. You wasn't even. You was
I knew you was gonna start. You said this right. He was the greatest. And I was like, oh, here we go.
you was.
Wow.
This Edge, yes. The
The only
'08 Edge
reason
is the one
why
that
the only
terrorized
reason
us,
why I say
Jojo.
this was because these were my favorite stars
Hmm.
going in the match, and the storyline was great, and I kind of felt Eddie was a little jealous of
Oh, he
Edge.
was.
But it was like I said, it didn't matter at that time because it was still Eddie versus Edge. And this was like where Edge was like at the peak. He had, left them fools to
Hmm.
become his own man. But I'm gonna let y'all speak over the match. Then I'll say something.
Man, first off, R.I.P. Eddie. You know, that's
RP Eddie.
the GOAT. I
Yes.
love Eddie's work. And then like when you look watching this match, man, I loved it. I give this an 8 personally. Like everything
Mhm.
about this match, I like Eddie's in-ring technician. I don't think people give Edge the credit he deserves in the ring because like he's very underrated in the ring.
Yeah.
And I think later, like this is when like everything, like majority of everything that happened on this card, like it started brewing in for like Survivor Series,
Hmm.
like they got the tag team division in,
Yep.
later on, obviously not Edge, Eddie them won the tag titles, but like, yeah, man, this match was good, man. RP Eddie, man, Mr. Latino Heat, aka
Yes,
I
sir.
Lie Cheat Still,
Yes, sir.
yeah, man.
It, for me too, for me, I gave it a 9 out of 10 because I love the in ring work from Eddie. Edge, he was able to keep the storyline, Marv. You mentioned this on every episode, every storyline. It has to be a good storyline going into this.
Yeah.
And I think the biggest thing was Eddie couldn't beat Edge, and it was pissing him off. He was like, "Shit, every
And
chance I get."
I do
But
want to mention too, oh my bad, my bad.
oh no, go ahead, bro.
I do want to mention too, like I think a couple of Raws before, like Eddie and Edge went head to head. Eddie match with Rock too. Eddie was like, this was like when Eddie first came back to WWE, and he was like
Hmm.
pissed off because like people was getting better opportunities than him. He was jealous of Rock. He was jealous of Edge, and then he was like, you know what, Rock? I'm gonna
Yeah.
kick your ass tonight. And I ain't gonna lie, they went out in the ring. They did their thing. This is probably
And
one of the best Raw matches I've seen between Rock and like this match was really good, and it was like, and I'm so glad like they had Eddie to come back, and he was like jealous of everybody because like it obviously paid off in the ending with him finally becoming the world champ. Finally overcoming his demons. And it was motivational to see where Eddie came from. From being released to like become one of the biggest stars now. Making a big impact in the Hispanic community. So gotta give my flowers to Eddie, man, a real one, dog.
and a big spot in that match too. I don't care what anybody says. I felt like that shit fucking hurt. The frog splash on Edge's elbow when it's put up in a push up position and he does that frog splash. I was like, yeah, I don't. That shit fucking hurts. But they're also very one thing about Eddie Guerrero too and Edge is that they're both smart as fuck. They're
Mhm.
not there's a reason why Edge gets, later on down the road why he was called the opportunity stuff, but him and Eddie are not just great in-ring talent, but they have the brains for the business. And Edge going into his own, going one-on-one instead of always being in a tag team with Christian or the Brood or whatever the case may be. This is where I feel like Edge started to really shine in singles competition. Because 02, he was getting a lot of like mid-card match 02 to 04, but then he started to get higher and higher. But I mean, Edge worked hard. He perfected
Yeah.
his craft, Eddie.
To
The
me,
match was just amazing. I liked it personally. So again, yeah, I don't know. I rated it. I rated it already.
to
Gave
me,
it a 9.
I was watching this match, and it was like my first like initial thoughts was like our generation got robbed by not witnessing Eddie live. And I always kind of felt that way because I was this match, and I was like, man, like Eddie's persona. He could actually wrestle on the mic. Like he had like the entire combination of what could make like a great wrestler.
Mhm.
Watching this match, it was to me a great match. It kind of felt back and forth. Um, of course, Eddie kind of went for Edge's shoulder most of the match. Like when he reversed out of that spear with the little drop kick,
Yeah.
I thought that
Hmm.
was dope. I'm not gonna lie to you. And it looked like for a second that he was going to win, but then once again, you kind of see Edge once again beat Eddie. I love the match personally. I don't have any negatives to take away from it at all. I'm kind of thinking, do I want it to give it a 8.5 or a 9?
And the match was what, 11 minutes?
It
Mhm.
was 11 minutes and
11:47.
44 seconds.
You know what? I think I am going to give it a 9 for the way how it kind of finished off.
Yeah.
I think I'll give it a 9. But that was a really great match. That was probably
Yeah.
like my second favorite match out of this pay-per-view, honestly.
And then you just have a lot of like the momentum shifts. The reversal had it was just like one was trying to one up each other each time. They like gained some offensive control. So great match.
Man, I was like three, oh, I want to say about 2 or 3 when Eddie died. Like, and I was a fan of Eddie as a toddler. Like, that's when I really like started sitting down with my G, my mom and dad. We would watch Raw, SmackDown, watch all the pay-per-views, and like I'm 3 years old, so I obviously don't understand what death means. And like I seen like the tributes and stuff they was doing on Raw and
Mhm.
SmackDown, and I didn't understand. Like, and then my mom basically told me that Eddie wasn't coming back. Bro, I ain't
Mhm.
gonna lie, bro. That felt like that's like seeing the tribute shows, like actually like remembering and watching Raw and SmackDown that week. It was like the energy was so off throughout the show. Like you had like the Eddie Guerrero merch, you had Ray in the front crying, it just, I don't know, it just the vibe, like Eddie not being there, it was just like the vibe was off.
And
Yeah.
it's crazy seeing like the whole fact like when that happened, just seeing like guys like Triple H,
Mhm.
Chavo, obviously, Kurt Angle. I was like, man, these are world class athletes. You don't ever see them cry like this. So
Yeah.
that's how you know it hit them hard.
And a little off topic, that's why I always find it difficult to watch tribute videos. I remember watching the one with Bray Wyatt a couple years ago.
Yeah.
Like, and I was cool with it until like I saw Eric Rowan's face, and I was like, "Dang, he lost Luke Harper and Bray Wyatt. Like, he like the last."
Mhm. He the last of it. Yeah, I was thinking the same thing
I
too.
felt so bad for him, man, because he was just sitting there like bawling his eyes out. I was like, "Man,
Yeah, because it felt like, and I felt and feel what you were saying, Jay. Well, I'm gonna say this before I speak of the final thoughts of the match. I agree with you 100%. Like, I felt like my generation was robbed of like Owen Hart, Bret Hart. We didn't get to see that much. We get to YouTube it though, but I'm like, damn, I wish I could have been like in the 80s to see all that. 90s when I understood what was going on. Because like I said, I didn't start watching wrestling till like 97, 98. And I was like, damn, my dad was like, you have Flair. You didn't get a chance to see Undertaker at the first WrestleMania and shit like that. And
Mhm.
then as I'm like in my teenagers and 20s, I'm like, man, I don't give a shit about that shit look ugly. But then I'm like, I'm appreciating it now because like y'all said, y'all didn't get a chance to witness the greatness of in our generation. I felt like one of the greatest, maybe top three. Eddie Guerrero. Y'all didn't get, you know what I'm saying? Y'all didn't get a chance to witness that. So I felt what you said with that, Jay. But
yeah."
I
And it's
remember, go ahead, Mo.
I was saying, and it's weird too because I kind of used to feel like that too
Yeah.
because like when I was younger, outside of like the main guys like Stone Cold Steve Austin, The Rock, really didn't know much about any of like the older wrestlers. So like when they came back to WWE, it was kind of like, who is this? So like for
Hmm.
Yeah.
example, when I was like 12 or 13. This is when they had like the 15 Survivor Series, the Authority versus Team Cena, I think.
Yeah.
And
Mhm.
Sting came back. In my mind, I hear like the crowd like pop, but I'm sitting here thinking like, who is Sting? And it was just basically because
Ooh, I'm so glad to hear you say that.
I didn't know the history, so for me, it was just like, eh. But until like
I,
I actually like look back and like see what he's done and like all of his
Mhm.
older matches, it's like okay, I can see why, you know, why he was such a big, deal coming back because it was basically out of nowhere for me.
exactly.
That man Sting. an ancient. I did not realize JoJo his TNA days in 2010. He was hitting 60, close to
Yeah.
60. He was like mid 50s. I was like,
Yeah.
damn.
Bro, Sting and TNA was gas too though.
He was '02 to pretty much he stayed in TNA all the way to
Yeah.
he got in 2013.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm gonna say this about the Edge and Eddie match. Me being there and being a fan of them, I'm gonna be honest with you. Maybe like me and a few other people was into this match, but the match was cool. But I felt like they didn't fully get the crowd on their side. If that
Right.
makes any sense. For
Yeah.
somebody that was there, I was like, "Dang, y'all not into this? Like, what's going on here?" And I was like, I kind of felt like they didn't appreciate it. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, Eddie's work was good. He was focusing on that arm. But it just didn't click with the rest of the audience. Like maybe me and a few other hundred people that was like standing up cheering for it. But I just felt like, damn, they didn't get the crowd on their side. And then as I'm watching it too, I'm like, damn, I just remember, and it took me back to where like they really wasn't feeling this match. And I was like, y'all don't appreciate this shit. And that's why I felt like Edge kind of like sort of stopped selling the damage, like with the closing minutes of it. You know what I'm saying? But I loved it because it was two of my favorite stars. So I just felt like they didn't get the crowd on their side, like
Yeah.
during the match at all.
Man, any Eddie Guerrero match, man, I'm sitting and watching, bro.
Oh,
I
most
ain't gonna.
definitely, most definitely.
And,
So what you rated Marv? My fault.
I'm gonna rate it because, but it's gonna be biased, J. Will. I'm gonna say nah because these my guys. I'm gonna say nah. I'm gonna definitely say nah.
But it do be like that though. Like you
Yeah,
can put like two wrestlers in the ring, and they put on a clinic, and the crowd do it.
yeah.
and like JoJo had on his post the other day, my first language is wrestling.
Hello.
Here come the stupidest name I've ever heard, the Un-Americans. This is
Like it's
probably
dumb, but I get it.
one of the reasons why I don't like Christian's ugly ass. And
Christian, I agree with you, bro.
but
Who was
here's
that? That was Christian,
I miss,
Lance
I miss.
Storm, and Test.
Yes, bro.
this was by far, like I said, that's when I hated Christian. The Un-Americans. I was like, oh, you racist bitch. And but here's the funny part. I'm gonna give my thoughts on this match because I felt like this was one of the oddest tag teams I've ever seen. Not just with Christian and that goofball. Booker T and Goldust. I'm like, what the? Okay, okay.
They
All right.
segments was so funny.
The segment was funny, JoJo, but here's the thing. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. This is where it's gonna throw y'all off at. Me being there, it was still a good match though. I'm over here sitting here thinking like, oh, these guys weird. And as a kid, I'm like, Goldust is just such a fruit. And I'm like, all right, y'all. I was like, get out of here. But here's the thing, I'm watching it, Joe. I'm like, hey, this match was really not that bad. And then, when I told y'all to watch it and I'm watching it the other day, I'm like, dang, this match really wasn't that bad. And it kept it simple. They structured it perfectly. The finish gave, a reason to continue. And, Booker, especially with Booker. But, the Un-Americans, they won. But I'm gonna
And
get
was my bad.
I'm gonna get his match a 6. Just because I just hate Christian with a passion. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm sorry, y'all. I try my best to be professional when it comes to this though, but as a but here's the thing, as a 13-year-old teenager, when you call yourself an un-American, and especially like what was going on back in '02,
Yeah.
Yeah,
9/11 was we fresh off 9/11, and I felt
a
like I
year.
don't know about everywhere else, but they divided us in New York. They was dividing us up there. That's why it felt good to get along with the Long Island people. Now y'all get what I was saying. It felt good to
Hmm.
finally
Yeah.
get along with them, but that right there, you had kids in school. Oh, we're un-American too. You had
Oh
all the,
shit.
the, the
I ain't
Mexicans.
gonna lie, that's kind of corny.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? The Mexicans from the British kids, they was all trying to like I felt like that bullshit right there was dividing us all. So that's why I was like, really? Like, be a better example. I mean, I know it was for TV, but still, like, now we get it when we older. But I felt like,
Yeah.
as a wrestler, if you want to have your opinion on something, you gotta remember, we 13-year-olds. And there was younger kids watching y'all too. Set a better example. But I kind of
Yeah.
felt
Come up
like
with a
that
different
un-American.
name.
I felt like that un-American was kind of dividing us all a little bit. Just my opinion. That's all.
And honestly, too, I think with it was like you said, it was a pretty good match. Like for me,
Yeah.
for me personally, I gave it I gave it a 7. I really enjoyed the tag team match just because of the finish, the announcing, the way everything was just like you said, structured.
Yeah.
For me, even catch like little things that don't get said now, like announcers. Like for example, remember when Test interfered at the end and the referee clearly saw him clear as day in the ring,
Mm-hmm.
but and the announcers immediately caught on to that. I'm like, oh shit, like man, I'm sure the referee saw that. He had to have seen that, like to
Mm-hmm.
make it fill into the story. Like, oh okay, now
Mhm.
then you had the 2 chairs. Like the match was actually a lot better. If you watch it on highlights, it's not going to look as good. But if you actually watch the whole match, you'll start to see like, oh, this wasn't actually that bad.
Yeah.
It wasn't terrible. I liked it personally. It was a good match.
Mhm.
I think at least for this instance, the right ones won because, like you said, it refused. Eventually, Booker T and Goldust will go on to capture those belts
Yeah, and then Kane came. So
with that new man.
yeah, we want the gold, sucker. Hulk Hogan, we coming for you, nigga.
Oh, you or when The Rock made fun of NWO.
Oh my God.
This man,
Bro, Booker T will forever make me laugh every time I think of it, bro.
his Booker T announcing is funny when he's beating you up while announcing.
Hmm.
Oh, and he gets hit with a leg lariat.
It's black snow.
Before I give my take on the match, because I just feel like I have to feel it's safe. Maybe this is a hot take, maybe it's not. I think Booker was like one of the worst commentators when he was when he was in that role in like what's that 2014, 15. I just
It
hate
could have been better.
I
I agree. It could have been better.
his voice it didn't work for me. But going into the match, in my opinion, Booker and Goldust is such a weird tag. Or like it doesn't like
I told you.
it doesn't
But
fit
it
together.
ended up being a good fit for those two.
But to me, and I've said this before too. For like 80% of people, some tag teams are just formed because they can't push these guys into the main light at this time period. So they're like, you know what? Let's just get these 2 guys, let's put them in a tag team group. That way they can still necessarily compete for titles without them kind of like falling down in the card. And that's kind of what I kind of feel like Goldust and Booker T was, especially when I used to go back and watch the segments because a lot of them were kind of like goofy and it was like it doesn't even make sense. Like, but talking about the match itself, to me wasn't a bad match, but I do think, in my opinion, it's the worst on this card. I just didn't really care for it until the interference, but outside of that, to me, it just felt like a normal match. Um, I just wasn't really that hyped about it.
In other words, for Jay Will, this could have been on like a Monday Night Raw.
This is where I get my snacks. This is where I take my bath. I'm gonna give it a 5.5 out of 10. I just really careless.
I'm gonna give it a 6, bro. Like I can't hate on it because like it was actually pretty decent. Like I said, I like Booker, I can't stand Christian for obvious reasons. Like that nigga, I hated that nigga for what he did to Randy at that pay-per-view. So that was like, yeah, nigga,
So you
you
wait, hold on. Here you go again.
I'm just
You
saying.
couldn't have hated him now because you wasn't thought of.
Oh, I can hate him now. Oh, I definitely can hate him now. But no, like on the serious note, like
That's
I
like
think
me saying I hate NWA and it's boring. This is crazy.
bro, you gotta let me cook, man.
I feel you. Go
You
ahead.
gotta let me cook, man. Number one, he's on the op list, bro. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
But
Okay, yeah, that's
all jokes aside, though, I don't think this match was bad, honestly. Like I really people talk about like when you think about Canadians, you think of like Edge and Christian. Like people do not talk about Lance Storm like they should. Like Lance
Yeah,
Storm, to me, is probably one of the most underrated wrestlers ever. Like his super kick was lethal. I like everything about Lance Storm. I just feel like obviously they did the Un-American thing just so like Kane can come back and everything. 'Cause, they had Undertaker plugged into this storyline as well. So like,
yeah.
yeah, pretty good sits, man. It was a sits.
And also, RIP to Test.
Yeah.
I'm really upset that Test. I get it because he was a heel, so he had to kind of like change it. But his first beat, bro, he didn't need to change it.
Mm,
When they went into like the sirens after, and I was like, you just had to fuck up your theme. But his big boots were them son of a bitches were tough.
yeah, they were
He
lethal.
wait, and because he's a tall, he's like what 6'2", has around 6'2", 6 foot. So he has like that range too. So he as soon as when he hit Booker T with that kick, I was like, God, I was like, Jesus. Like his big boot was a pretty cool finisher.
Yeah.
The pump handle slam was pretty dope, but I think the big boot suited him the best.
Marv, I got a question for you because you're not like you never wasn't really a fan of like Christian growing up, like
ENC I was, but then when he started doing this crap, I was
And
confused.
then his theme, Christian.
I hate Oh my
I was
God,
gonna
I
Here's the
ask
hate
about
thing:
that.
the
the
Eddie
theme,
Christian
the
tag team.
theme didn't bother me. I just felt like when they went apart from each other, I was like, okay, maybe he'll be decent like Edge was, but then he just started being an idiot. You know,
Yeah.
like I said, I ain't gonna lie, Jay. I just feel like that Un-American bothered me because of what we was going through in the
Yeah,
schools and all this other stuff like that.
And they did poke fun, not all the time, but
Yeah,
every couple of or house show, they would poke fun at like the 9/11. And I was like, that's too
yeah.
soon,
I
bro.
just felt like that kind of like bothered me a little bit.
yeah. I feel like it wasn't the right.
It
It
Time.
wasn't
was the right
it
time,
wasn't the
bro.
right time
And that's the
for it.
problem with Vince.
Yeah, it
Vince,
wasn't the
it
right
could be the
time.
worst time, but he'll still do it. He
But
did it with Muhammad Hassan.
here's the thing too, Jay. Will I'm gonna say this. I wanted to like them with the Randy shit too. I felt like they could have been good in ring performers, but one more match that got on my nerves too. And I'm like, all right, okay. I tried to like this fool so much, but I just didn't like. It. But yeah,
I go understand.
One more match.
yeah, that got on my nerves so damn much.
So I was laughing at you when you was talking about this because when you was talking about Canadian wrestlers. When I was younger, I didn't have like a clue, like like where certain wrestlers were from.
Yeah,
Mhm.
No, I used to think, because Finley used to have the little the Irish thing. I used to think he was Canadian because I thought that used to be Canadian culture growing up. So I used to always just consider him as a Canadian wrestler. So
that's
I was like,
crazy.
oh, this is not Canadian at
That's crazy word.
all.
He said, I thought this guy wearing lucky Irish green was
Yeah,
Canadian.
it's Canadian.
Oh, wow. All right. Okay, Jay Will.
I see Joe Sal looking at me like this can't be my classmate. It's no way I graduated with this
At
kid.
first, I ain't gonna lie. Listen, I thought JoJo was froze, but I see the glare. So I was like, nah, he ain't froze. He just looking at you like, stupid ass nigga. All right. This might be a little controversial here.
Yeah, let's talk about him. Let's talk about
Let's talk.
Rob
Yeah,
Van
I agree. RVD is
Dam.
very controversial.
Rob
Yeah. Only
Van
reason why I'm saying this, Jay Will, is because I don't want to mention the other guy in this
Bacon.
match. So, Rob Van Dam versus the dude, that guy.
Oh
I
yeah.
felt like it was great. It was hard hitting and it had some nice moves and counters. The
Hmm.
only the only thing is, it was a New York match, don't get me wrong, but they didn't build it as well as they could have. But it didn't ruin it though. So I'm gonna give this match an 8.
And that feud too between RVD and him is that rivalry was solely based on the Stephanie versus Eric Bischoff kind of thing.
Yeah.
because it was that's the time when people were able to jump ship and go to another show.
Yeah.
But regardless what the storyline was, this is one of the very few storylines where very few matches where the storyline didn't have a big buildup, but it was still a pretty effective match. Still a
And I
solid match.
and I kind of hate myself for rooting for that guy back in the day.
Yeah.
I don't care. Judge me all you want to. I rooted for him. Hey, before I knew what happened and before he did what he did,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, everybody rooting for him.
he was my guy.
Everyone was, yeah.
He was my guy. I ain't gonna lie. When I got in fights with people, I did the cryptic cross facing motherfuckers. I ain't gonna sit here and be honest with you. Hey,
You was
like I
in that
said,
office, sure.
when I was there, I was like, hey, yeah, go. And then damn,
That happened.
5 years
I
later,
can so see Marv right now just throwing someone down by their arm and
so enough. I was like, yep, gotcha,
15-year-old Mar putting people in the.
I
or
sure
Marv
will,
or
say
the
will,
people
I
that
sure will.
say that move doesn't look like it hurts. Want me to show you?
And God forbid you piss me off on that field.
Oh.
Oh, we take your helmets off and everything.
But regardless of everything, though, like I
Yeah,
think the match alone was pretty good. I mean,
it was.
RVD, bro, the announcer says it best. RVD's feet are educational. The educated feet of Rob Van Dam.
It
He
was.
is the typical high fly. Like he is a high flyer, like one of just a really good high flyer, man. I mean, between his frog splash, his leg lariat, off the rope, and that springboard lariat, it is just. I mean,
All right, nigga. He all right. Damn.
all right.
Rob Van Dam.
No, you gotta.
Come on, bro.
Man,
Rob
damn.
Van
Rob
Dam.
Van Dam was like a human frog.
Shut up.
That's.
That's what he's built like to me. Like
Rob Van Dam was, but no,
He said he
like
looked
just
like a
the.
frog.
But I will say though too, like I think too, like heels too. That's another thing. I hope like, and it's not all of them now, but a select few. They need to go back and watch. This man said he looked like a frog.
That's what the
like,
hey, that's what
the,
that's what the RVD stand for, J. Will. Ribbit. Ribbit Van Dam. Is that what it stands for? Come on.
To me, this match, like I understand like y'all's points, but in my opinion, like watching this match was 16 minutes long. I didn't feel like it was too long at all. I kind of felt like honestly it was perfect timing, but like it has a lot of like good spots, and then it go like kind of bland for a couple minutes, and then something will happen, and then it kind of goes back down. I feel like a roller coaster of a match when it came from like coming from like momentum and just like the entire energy of it.
Kind of like up and down.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and it kind of threw me off a little bit because like usually like after like big spots, it's like okay, this is where it kind of like starts to pick up the pace, and it kind of like it was so inconsistent at times where it kind of to me just kind of felt very awkward. Because of that, I'm going to have to give it like a 6.5 out of 10, and that may be a hot take, but I just didn't like it going up and up and down and up and down. It kind of lost me during that match.
I'm gonna give this match an 8.5. I ain't gonna lie, I liked it. I mean, especially with Rob Van Dam being that guy over there, so I went to sleep. I went to sleep happy that night. That's all I'm gonna say. 8.5.
Yeah, for me gave it a 7. I gave it a 7.
Went to sleep happy that night, like you saw it live.
Man, stop hating, bro.
I just caught that.
I went to sleep happy that night.
Oh, I definitely did. Seeing that title, yes. I don't care if it was 20 some years ago.
I would also like to say to like the people who are watching this, because I know this guy's a very, very controversial guy to talk about. Just know that anytime we do talk about Rob Van Dam, it's because we're forced to. I know he's very controversial, Jojo, right? But sometimes we got to talk about guys we don't like. And it may be a hard pill to swallow, but That's why we're here, to give you all these uncomfortable discussions. So shout out to the people who've watched this segment and had to listen to us talk about.
First off, that's crazy.
Had to get my 2 cents out there, man.
It's all good, bro. Oh no.
But I will say too, like, at least for the heels, I wish heels now, not all, because there's a select few that still kind of do it, but we need heels to watch early 2000s because heel work back then was crazy compared to now.
But this the thing too though, like back then, I think as a heel, bro, I think you could get away with a lot of stuff then than what you can now. Cause
Yeah,
like now,
because you got to realize those ass beatings, bro, back then, they were raw. It could be 5-on-1 and ain't no one coming to help that dude. It's like, yo, no one's going to help him. You're going to watch him get his ass kicked for 10 minutes.
yeah, Great
And then they're
Khali beating the
bleeding
life out
and
of Ray.
or when they used to handcuff people and then beat them up, it'd be like, yo, come on,
Yeah,
really?
but it's like now, like we're in a different time
Era.
where like it's certain stuff that you can and can't say, or it's certain stuff you can do and you can't do. So I mean, I get it, but like as like once you like in the square circle like that, you got to be safe with what you do, like because any
Yeah.
wrong thing, you're done. You're done.
To me, it's like two reasons, Dre, just to kind of piggyback off what you said. For me, kind of what Jojo said, reason number one is just because we're in a different time period. The things that JBL could do and say back in the early 2000s would get WWE kicked off of Netflix in 2025. So, like, this is not, this is certain things.
That's true. But
secondly, I also feel like when it comes to like heel today, they do a lot of like all things that's already been done, if that makes sense. Like certain spots, like sometimes when they rush out to the ring and they do certain things, or some of the stuff they say on the mic, to me, it kind of feels more so repeated than creative. I feel like heels nowadays, they need to somewhat try to be more creative in their things, whether that's doing certain segments or, something in the ring, maybe a little bit more dirty, things of that nature, just to make it feel more of like a heel.
thing. Yeah, like even like real quick, then we can move on. Even though it's little, it's like Chris Jericho for real quick. Just Chris Jericho, Ric Flair. Ref had his back turned because he's trying to fix the turnbuckle, and the little Chris Jericho takes the tape off his wrist and then uses that as a weapon. I was like, damn, they were doing anything and everything back then.
William
or like,
Regal with the
and Dre, like a great example to me is like, let's say I'm Brock Lesnar and I have Paul Heyman ringside. Let's say Brock Lesnar's just getting beat up, and then you have Paul Heyman over here distracting the ref, so then Brock Lesnar can do a dirty blow or something like that. To me, I feel like I've seen that 1,000 times.
Yeah.
I just wish sometimes guys would just be more creative in the way they try to be a heel. It's just my main thing about
like
it.
think outside the box.
Yeah, do something I haven't seen, or like do something. Be creative. That's why I loved Randy Orton, because he was a heel for a long period of time, but everything he did during a heel felt fresh. It felt like I haven't really seen it before, and I feel like he did a great job at doing that. That's why I feel like he's, maybe a hot take, the best heel wrestler of all time.
No. Say it right.
I
The
agree.
greatest heel of all
Yeah,
time.
I agree.
Yeah.
Him and Edge.
Absolutely. There's no doubting that Edge and him.
Hey,
Randy
hold
Orton's
on.
definitely up there. He's definitely up
I was
there,
about to
bro.
say no. He is. If he
Yeah.
got you still hating to this day,
I was about to say, I was
ruined
like,
your childhood, and he is definitely by far one of the greatest.
I was about to say, I feel like me sighing is just like even making it more of a reason to say Edge is a great heel.
Nah, because here's the thing. Like I said, Jay
They
Will,
did stuff
them
with that.
them two did the unthinkable.
Hmm.
Like who slapped somebody's daddy and who kicked somebody's daddy? You brought the man's daddy involved in everything.
Man, the
You know
things
what I'm
that Randy
saying?
did, bro. Randy Orton should be locked up in a mental institution. This dude, he put his hands on Stephanie, kissed Stephanie in front of Triple H while he's handcuffed. He kicked Cena's dad. This dude, this dude burnt down Bray Wyatt's house. Randy,
You kicked the CEO of the company.
And his son.
this dude Randy in a one-on-one match with Cena. He got DQ'd. They restart the match. He slapped the ref and got DQ'd again to keep his title. This dude, Randy, should be locked up somewhere. This dude is a menace to society, man.
And you broke not once but twice Batista's arm. Come on,
Oh
man.
yeah,
Come on, man.
Like, what hasn't this man done, bro?
but at least
And Edge threw
he
somebody in the
warned
late
you.
though. You know what I'm saying?
At least he warned you.
Edge threw a motherfucker
I ain't gonna
in
lie,
the
that's
late, bro.
Edge was a different story.
Yeah, Edge and Randy are definitely by far
Yeah,
the
this
I feel
greatest
dude,
like
heels.
you're not getting stuff like that in
You
2020.
not, you ain't gonna
man,
never get that
this
again,
dude,
bro.
Edge, he
Hit beat.
slept with Vicky on TV just to get what he wanted, then dumped the woman the next night. I'm like, dude, this dude is wild, bro. Like, bro, I'm watching this as a 5 and 6 year old kid. Like, this dude slept with this woman, made it seem like they was gonna get married,
Alicia Fox
man, and gonna dump
cheated.
the woman the next night on SmackDown. I'm like, brother, I respect your game. I
Bro, when he
respect it.
cheated on Vicky with Alicia Fox, I was like, oh
I
my
was like,
God.
dude, come on, bro.
I was like, Edge don't give a fuck.
That divorce money, man.
But you gotta realize too, my bad, Marv. I was just gonna
The-
say, like, one thing about Edge and Randy, when they did some heel shit, they did it with pizzazz. They had fun with it. Like, obviously Randy was the one that let you know before he did it. Edge was one of those guys that, all right, cool, I'm gonna hit him. I'm gonna hit and run. I'm gonna hit him and then dip. Or if he does attack the Undertaker and then the Undertaker starts gaining offense, remember they throw him against the rope, they grab the rope and then get out. Like,
Mhm.
they perfected their craft as being a heel. And they, like you said, Marv, if we're still hating today, they did
He
their
did his
job.
job, yeah.
Yeah, of course. Like I said, man, if you can manipulate somebody like Randy used to do, hey,
Mhm.
if you Triple H, if you put your hands on me, I'm gonna press charges, and then the next week you come out and whoop his ass. Like, come on now. Like, let's be
Nah, that
real.
nigga Triple H was evil, bro. Nah, he was evil.
Triple H was evil
Triple H
too.
was evil too, but I'm just saying, here's the thing. Randy Orton said, you don't put your hands on me, I don't put my hands on you. Remember that whole WrestleMania 25 promo? He said, "You don't put your hands on me." Okay. I'm over here thinking, all right, they ain't gonna touch each other. They're wrong. This nigga Randy came out the next week and said, "I got something for you." And then what about that beating? What was crazy was when he beaten up Triple H. He's like, "I remember, I remember." I was like, "Oh, he remembered them Evolution days."
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. He did that possessed demon shit with pride. And I was
Yeah,
like, that's why I love. I was like, okay, okay, Randy.
man.
Acting like you the nigga from the hood. I love that boy. I was like,
Man, you know
that's
you
what
doing your thing when Jim Ross wishing death on you. Like, damn,
exactly.
Triple H, damn his soul. Why, Triple H, why?
Or like what he said about Vince one time when it was Vince versus Sean and JR said, he was like, he has a heart. He was, I don't know if he has a heart, but if he does, I swear to God, it's black. I was like, yo.
That's crazy.
Shout out Jim Ross, man.
Shout out Jim
Yeah, shout out
Ross.
Jim
Or
Ross.
Triple H, you evil, that evil SOB. But Triple H was evil, bro. The shit he did to William Eugene and handcuffing,
Man,
tying up William Regal and then beating him up in the hotel, hit him in the head over the head with a lamp.
man, shout out Triple H, man. Shout out that guy, Mr. Levesque. Shout out
He
Triple H,
was
man.
too bad. He said so. All right. Undertaker versus Test. Oh my God. Not gonna say this
You got
match
to see
right
the Undertaker
here.
live.
Not this way. I didn't like this shit. I'm gonna be
You
honest
like
with
the
y'all.
American Badass?
Nah, I wasn't a fan of the American Badass
Oh,
era.
I like
It was
that.
cool, but just not this match right here. I felt like
Exactly.
this. So here's the thing. I felt like this feud, this storyline pissed the Undertaker off because he didn't want. I feel like he just like didn't want to be a part of it. So this match was cool. It was okay. I would say it started and it finished hot, you know. But it just
Wasn't eye
Yeah, like Undertaker
catching.
Classic is what you're trying to say.
it wasn't Undertaker, like you said, Undertaker classic, especially for a big name like SummerSlam.
Right.
You know, and then like you said, at that time in 2002, besides WrestleMania being like maybe number two or number three pay-per-views. Because you had WrestleMania, you had the Survivor Series, and then, it was SummerSlam. Like those were the three pay-per-views we was looking forward to. And for you to put it against this fool, an un-American, really pissed me off. The only reason why I was like, okay. Then when he came in the crowd, we all like, oh, cool, cool, cool. Then he only got that flag and left.
Yeah.
But I love the Undertaker. I take that from him. I just felt like this wasn't an
Yeah, it
Undertaker
wasn't it.
match.
Yeah.
So
I'm
I'm
gonna
gonna.
give this to 5,
I
bro.
love you, Undertaker. I know you probably gonna watch this, and if you do, no disrespect.
Yeah, we all
But
love you,
but but
man.
my brother, 4.
Man, I'm gonna give it a 5, man. I ain't gonna lie. Like it was an Undertaker classic, like I said. Like, love Undertaker, love him.
Yeah,
God rest his soul and everything,
yeah.
but
God rest his soul.
it was just like, man, like this just wasn't it.
And
Like I
Jay
said,
and
love you, Undertaker. I love you.
yeah, in the
I
words of
feel
my
like that was
man,
just a throw-in match too
in
to
the
fill
words
the
of
They
my
had to
man, in
though.
the words of my man JC, I'm not gonna spend a lot of time on this shit. So
Yeah.
y'all can say what y'all say.
Oh,
I'm done talking about this. So.
I'm
yeah. I'm just gonna give it. I'm giving it a 4.
I'm gonna
I
just
just feel like it could have been a mutt. They could have. I feel like that was just something to fill the card.
I feel like watching the match.
A for storyline though. I mean for the
Yeah,
promo.
to me, it wasn't the worst match when it came to fighting. I still think it's the tag team. But
Yeah.
my issue with match in general, the entire match felt predictable. Like I expect, honestly,
Yeah.
like when I watched the tag team match, I was like,
Yeah.
okay, I kind of expect, the Un-Americans to show up and try to get sabotage or try to sabotage it. I also didn't see a world where Test could just beat the Undertaker in general. So I was like,
Yeah.
there's no Undertaker loses this. To me, it just felt too predictable. Like if I'm
Yeah.
able to like determine the match that quickly, like before it even starts, and it kind of ruins it for me. So I'm gonna have to give it a 5.5 because of his predictability.
Yeah, man. It was a match.
And also, yeah, I'm not the biggest fan of the badass Undertaker, the gimmick.
I think around this time, bro, like don't get me wrong, it was cool for like the Attitude Era, like the American Badass, but it was like around this time, this is like when he really needed to bring the Dead Man character back. And I mean, obviously he did bring it back, but it was like
2 years
I love
later.
It felt
yeah.
awkward because they're trying to do that version of the Undertaker and then also kind of mix in like the dead man part of him. It just to me, it's just like they were trying to figure like two
Yeah.
personas into
Yeah.
one.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
you know what? Shout out to
Yeah.
Undertaker for at least giving it a shot. He played two different personas.
Like I said, it wasn't
If they would
bad.
just let him keep the American Badass gimmick without missing the Dead Man in it, I think it would have worked even in the time we was in too. I just felt like they was trying to have Undertaker do too much, honestly.
And you
WWE,
gotta realize too, Marv. One of my old well, he's like he's family now, but he was one of my old teachers in high school. He used to tell me. He said around mid 2002, he goes before the brand split. He said WWE was kind of getting booed a little bit because of the poor production on Raw and Smack on at least Raw. He
Mhm.
goes, then the brand split happened, and then things started to kind of. He said things started to really shift once SummerSlam '02 came around.
Yeah.
He
Yeah.
goes, that's
Uh,
when things started to like get back to order. But he goes, there was a point in time.
Yeah.
Remember how we were in 2014? He said that's how we were at the very beginning of '02. And I was like, damn. He goes, early 2000s had its moments. Not a lot of moments, but they had a few of them.
That's why I was like, I felt like 2002 SummerSlam saved.
Yeah, the
It,
year.
it saved that year. It did.
And you fucking went
Mhm.
live.
Sir. Or
Damn.
as you
like you gotta
say,
think about it too. Like
yes, sir
Stone Cold was
skis.
gone for
Yes,
like
sir, ski.
majority of 2002. So like Stone Cold left out the King of the Ring. Speaking of this show, this was like when Rock left. Rock didn't come back to like '03. So like
To do the Scorpion, right?
I think so.
Yeah, he did
Right, Marv? It was
The
Scorpion.
the was
Return of the
that or is
Mummy.
that
That's
'01?
Scorpion. No, it was Scorpion King, I think.
Yeah,
When he
he
did
did
that.
Return of the Mummy on this one when he left this time.
That's what it. Yeah.
But
Okay.
then you got to remember too, JoJo. remember Scorpio King appeared in the Mummy, but then they did their
Hmm.
own movie.
Right.
So yeah, that's why he was like, I'm gonna go ahead and because I think Mummy was in '01, but Scorpio
Hmm.
King was like later '02, I think. So yeah, he left and did that.
Guys
That was
like The
good.
Rock and Cena got a gift to be able to
Yeah.
perform and movie act as well.
Hmm.
So here is the greatest match of all time. One of the greatest of all time.
HBK.
HBK, Triple H. And let me tell y'all this. Was not one odd moment in this goddamn match. Everybody stood up for this goddamn match.
Man, they had my boy Shawn Michaels wearing
Yo,
bootcut.
here's the funny part. I'm gonna say this. It was so it was 10 seats, right?
Right.
Me, my my three brothers. These never forget their names. Rhodey, which is a weird name. Shout out to you if I ever see you again. And his little party he was with. So they was like, oh, after the Undertaker match, they was like, man, I'm about to go get my beer, my pretzels. It was like, oh shit, the Triple H match about to happen. Okay, cool, bet. They went and got their little food. I was like, y'all go get y'all little shit. Man, we had our food. We was not leaving this shit. I'm telling y'all right now. So go ahead. I'm gonna let y'all say. Go ahead.
That
Man.
oh my bad. I was just gonna say that alone right there, Triple H, Shawn, that says it all right there.
Hmm.
Two of the best in-ring performers, like two of the best. They know what they're doing. They don't need to be handed a script. They can just like Vince is like, here, you guys take the ball and run with it. You know what you're doing.
Mm-hmm.
Shout out to Triple H though, because when I was little, I really thought they hated each other. I really thought they hate. Triple H took care of Shawn, and he told his wife that because I remember his wife being nervous about it in an interview, and he was like, "No," he was like, "I told her like in Rivals, he was like, I'll take care of him. Don't have to worry." That boy, when he did, that turn, that inside out turn that Shawn does when he hits the turnbuckle, when he
Hmm.
pelted his back with that chair, I was like, Jesus, not the back. But the match was so good, and it's even the promo build up.
Mm-hmm.
The promo build up. The "Are you ready?" And then he turned it into a pedigree. Oh,
Hmm.
I mean, this match had it all. The weapon shots, the weapon spots that they had, amazing. Scrambled brains, as JR always said. That trash can lid off the head was insane on Shawn when he smacked the shit out of him. And then, of course, Triple H doing his heel shit. The sledgehammer at the end of the match when he hit Shawn in the back with it and tacked him after the roll up. I mean, the match, it was a 10 out of 10 for me. Honestly, I'm going to go further and give it 20 out of 20. I loved it. The spots were good. The finish was good. And even the ending when Triple H left smiling, like everything was good about this match. I loved it.
Yeah,
So
with
many
JR
good
spazzing on
spots.
him too. JR was just like, this son of a bitch. Like, so you gotta throw in the JR slang. I like this match, man. I
You got to
love
move your
uh,
lips to the side, though. This nigga
this
JR, he's in.
this son of a bitch. But like, I think this is like, I want to say this was just HBK's like first match or pay-per-view back.
Yeah, it
You know,
was.
Mhm.
so it was special, like to see him like wrestle again, like especially like when doctors like he may not compete again. For him to do an unsanctioned match, his first match back, man.
And take
This
the shots that he did.
Man, this is why HBK is the greatest in-ring performer ever. And I die on that hill. I don't care what. I don't care.
Bro, this dude missed 4 years of his wrestling career and came back like he hadn't missed a step.
Yep.
I mean, that just goes like, gosh, the match was just so damn good, bro. The weapon spots were my favorite. Him flying off the top rope through the table. I was like, Shawn picked up right where he left off. He said, back injury. What's a back injury?
Man, my boy's out there moving, boy. I don't have none much else to say about it. 9.5 for me.
I feel like since we've started, or since I've been a part of this little WWE series, watching back at these matches so far, this is in my opinion, the best match that I've seen since being a part of this series on this podcast, because it, like, the entire match. First of all, this match lasted 27 minutes.
And it was the co-main event.
At not one time during that match that I did not feel bored. It was one of those moments where it's like, I can't even get up. Like, I gotta watch this entire thing because it was so much happening at one time. Like, even the way the match started off, and like for this to be Shawn Michaels' like first match back, like, you know how crazy that is.
He
And like,
didn't miss a step.
yeah, to me, this is a 10 out of 10. I guess like the only thing, and this is not even like really a negative. I'm never just the biggest fan of like the little pin attempts. I don't even know what it's called.
A roll up.
Yeah, I was just never. I don't like to see matches necessarily end like that. But I feel like in this context, it was fine because it then led to Triple H attacking him again after the match and all that. It was just so good, man. Like, oh, that's I don't know.
And then even the spots that, like, when it got quiet, like for example, you know how when Triple H when Sean's down and the heel hovers around him, the crowd goes silent, and Triple H is talking to him like, "You shouldn't have came back," and the fans just shut up and listen. When it's those moments too, that's like, damn, I really feel this rivalry. Like they really got some shit going on.
And shout out to WWE 2K15, because the main reason why I knew this storyline in general is because you know how they have those like modes where like you can play like the
The little
old.
retro gameplay thing.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
was one of the first ones I ever did. And I remember like Triple H turning on Shawn Michaels and attacking him, and how long that feud was. That feud, man. That probably was probably one of like the greatest feuds of all time.
Oh,
And
it's
what's
up there.
funny too is in between they had like, Sean did feud with Chris in between in like '03, but somehow, some way, Sean and Triple H got back together at some point.
Yeah, I'm surprised they even did, to be
Man,
honest.
that nigga couldn't even sit at my dinner table for what he did to me, nigga, man. Gone somewhere with that.
He couldn't be like 5 miles in distance with me. Like, yeah, you.
Yeah.
And let's not forget too, and Marv, I know you remember this when Sean was trying to figure out who attacked him. That was a bloody scene, bro. When he threw his head through the windshield and he goes, "It was you, Hunter." And when he at that time when I heard him call Hunter, I was like, "Oh."
Oh yeah, this nigga did it.
He said it was you, and then the video footage it cleared up. I was like, "Oh," and then Triple H, "You're damn right, it was me." I was like, "Oh."
I ain't gonna lie. I'm gonna have to watch. I'm gonna have to like buy that game again just to play that storyline.
Yeah.
Oh my,
I ain't gonna lie, bro.
that was so perfect, bro. Like,
Bro, this is why I love like going back and watching the older stuff that I didn't get to some of the stuff I didn't get to see live. But it's like, bro, like, cause this is something I want to pursue myself. It's like when you see a heel being a natural dickhead, like it's entertaining. Cause like, bro, like just imagine like if I can get into the business and I could just be a natural dickhead and have people hate me, bro. Like that brings joy to my heart. I ain't gonna lie to you. I ain't, bro, because it's like the stuff that Triple H did back then to Shawn, bro. And it's like, bro, it's no way they reconciled and became DX again, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? But it's like, bro, like it's no way, bro. Like, dude, you can't even get a cup of coffee out of me for what you did to me, gang.
That's crazy. Man,
And
this right here was
nobody moved.
nobody moved. Hell, it was even people like saying, wish we could have rewound certain parts when we was watching this shit. But Sunday, when I was watching this for the show, not gonna lie, I watched this match like 3, 4 times.
It was that good.
And I'm like, damn. And I was like, why wasn't I this turnt at 13? And I'm 36 now. I'm like, damn. I wish I could have said some shit I could have said like back then. But this match right here, 2002 Shawn Michaels, shout out to you, was like the best year because we all know what happened at Survivor Series. We did that episode. Go check it out. And this match right here, which led up to all of it. I'm gonna just say this. I love this match. Everyone involved worked together to make this a memorable match. It was good intensity and the performance and great commentary. Once again, shout out to Ross. Even shout out to Taz. Taz did a
Yeah.
good job too. But this was more like story focused and it contained like excellent action, in my opinion. So I felt like this was perfect mix of both of them, like action, uh,
Drama.
excitement, the drama. It contained it all. But on the side note, it was nice to see Sean back. I'm not gonna lie to you. After a
Hmm.
4 year hiatus, wherever he was at, dealing with his injury or personal stuff, we know we love you, Sean, but it was good just to see you back in pay-per-view action. And to do it on SummerSlam, shout out to you, bro. And the storyline, incredible. But 10 out of 10, 20-20, 30-30, 50-50. I don't care. You can ask me, but I can
Is
arguably
gas.
say
Gas.
there was nothing better than this right here.
Yeah.
You know what's crazy too?
Honestly, I wish they would have made this the main event and the Lesnar one the co-main event.
That's what I was gonna say because I got
Yeah.
done with that match and I was like, okay, I'm done. I'll do move on, but I'm like, and then I see like the
Man,
next
I mean,
up next
honestly,
we got Brock Lesnar. I'm like, I forgot all about this match because
I get
Yeah.
that's
why,
how
like,
good that match was. I'm sitting here thinking that's
Yeah.
the
Oh, real quick, my bad, Judge. I was gonna ask you, Marv. After that Sean match, so you know how when you have like a thrilling match, and then
Hmm.
you go to the next match, and then everyone is still like in a coma from the last match, still haven't gotten over it, so it's a little more silent for the next match. Was it like that for you after the Sean match when it
I,
transitioned to the Rock and
I
Lesnar?
feel like we didn't we didn't talk about the Brock Lesnar match like that. I
Oh,
feel
okay.
like because, like I said, with me and my brothers and the people next to us, we were still talking about the Shawn match.
hmm.
They was fighting, but I was like, but I felt like the intensity of the crowd, even the people in front of us, people in the back of us, from what I was hearing in our section, we was still pumped for that. That it made we'll get like I said, we'll get to this match, but it made the Brock Lesnar and Rock
Yeah.
match what it was.
Was
That's
yeah.
why that's why the crowd was still turned up because of the simple fact that we were still talking about that. But yeah, we'll get to that. Y'all done with this one?
Yeah.
man, it was such a great
So yeah, it was a great one, and I agree with y'all. I felt like they should have let that be the last one.
I mean, I get it, but it
Yeah, I
was
get it
like,
too.
but
Yeah,
it was like, this is when Rock started to like hit that Hollywood scene. So they was like, they needed somebody next up. So I mean, it was somewhat like a passing the torch moment
yeah,
from Rock to Brock. So I mean, I get why it main evented, honestly.
right. But like I said, the Rock and Brock match, I'm gonna say it was good. It was
It was.
fun, but like I said, I felt like the crowd. I don't like I said,
Wasn't
I can't tell
into
y'all
it.
what everybody else was talking about. I can only tell you what the front row and the back row, what we was talking about. So I felt like we was still hot from the Shawn and Triple H match, but I felt like the crowd helped it and also contained like some solid action for it. But it was competitive, don't get me wrong. But Lesnar kind of was dominant in the whole match. Let's just be real here. And as you know, some fans was reaction to some parts of the match, but it felt like they grew tired of like leaving and returning, like The Rock leaving and
Yeah.
returning, this and that. So I felt like they was a little
Over it.
over it.
I'm so glad you brought this up. I'm so
Yeah.
glad you brought this
But,
up.
but so I felt like they latched on the Brock. Me,
Yeah.
I'm a Rock guy. So I was like, you know, whatever. I'm still talking about what
It was
happened
like,
before, so I'm gonna say this. The match, I'm gonna give it
hmm.
a 7 because a simple fact, like I said, I watched it live and we wasn't into it like that. You had some hot spots in it, but then, like I said, the crowd was like, "Ooh, Brock Rock, blah blah blah." You had some people saying that, then you had some people rooting against Brock Lesnar. So it was not gonna lie, a 50-50.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna say, go ahead,
I feel
Jojo.
like none of you guys never really recovered from the Shawn Triple H match.
Yeah, that was like the party of the year.
This the thing right here too, though. Like
Hmm.
honestly, I enjoyed the match. I'm gonna give this match a 8.
Yeah,
Like it was certain parts in the match when Rock was dominant. It was certain parts of the match when Brock was dominant. Like towards the ending, like the middle of this ending ish, that's when The Rock was really dominant. Like
hmm.
the MVP of this match was The Rock. When
Oh
he
yeah,
felt the crowd turn on him, because like the crowd was like booing him. Like
yeah.
once
They
he
was
felt
booing
like
them. They was booing
when
them.
once he felt like that negative energy, like Rock, he flipped the script. Rock just started acting like a butthole. When he did the people's elbow on Brock, how he threw the
Hmm.
little armband into the crowd.
But
Like
But
you,
Rock,
that
but you want to know
like,
something, JoJo?
what's up?
It also fueled a great heel run
in
Hmm.
'04.
in the future. You know what I mean? So that's what's
Yeah,
like, go for it.
Like
yeah,
when he
like
said that, my bad. I just want to say when he said, uh, uh, and the Maple Leafs suck. I was like, Jesus.
Yeah,
bro, The Rock, man, like people like he's a very underrated heel. Like Rock is
yeah,
he's a butthole when he's a heel. Like when he lost to Brock, he cut a promo. Like I don't a lot of people don't know this because like it's on his documentary. He was
yeah.
like, finally, The Rock. Then the people
Hmm.
started booing him. He said, whether you like it or you don't, The Rock will forever be your people's champion. And he said, and sing along with The Rock, it's over. Just threw the mic and left. Like Rock, like, and it's like you gotta be some type of great wrestler to be able to flip and do both sides, like heel and face. And for him to to snap out of that face persona and just get into that heel persona that quick. Like I personally didn't think he was a face. Like when the match first started, like he laid the belt down, just ran straight to the ring, just started swinging. For him to to tap into that heel persona, and this is why Hollywood came calling for him like almost every year. It was how he carried himself and how he reacted to certain things in the ring. So yeah, man, Rock was the MVP of this, and it was like passing the torch moment to Brock and all that. I'm gonna give it an 8, bro.
And one thing people too about the Rock, one thing about the Rock too is like he doesn't have a problem pushing the younger talent over. And
Hmm.
that's why I give, and because John Cena's like that. Everyone was at first was so mad at him for dropping matches to like certain superstars, but it's like guys like The Rock, they want to give back to the industry. They've won the world title on many occasions, so that's why they're not like Hulk Hogan, where every doesn't matter how old he is, he still has to win the match. That's not The Rock. The Rock is always about giving back.
This this match is always this match was tough for me. I'm not gonna lie because
Oh, in six for me.
I got done watching the Shawn Michaels match, and I'm gonna be honest, I was so like hooked up to that match, like still thinking about it. I had to like rewind like the first like 2 minutes of that the Rock match because like my mind just like was not there. I was like, let me rewind, let me focus because I want to give it a fair review. It was a good match, man, but it was just like it was so overshadowed, man.
It
And like that's why I
was.
feel like cool people like the fans may have not been as in tune with it because they just watched the classic like the match before.
Yeah.
Well, once again, I don't have a problem with the match. I thought it was a good match. I give it like a 7.5. It was just like, yeah, 100%. I feel like the WWE dropped the ball not making Triple H versus Shawn Michaels the main event, in my opinion. I just felt like it, to me, I could just, like, I'm gonna be dead honest with you. Like, when that match came on, like, to me, in my mind, I could have cared less about it. That's why I had to rewind it. Like I said, it was still a good match. I have no faults with it. And like you said, this was kind of like when Rock kind of started turning a little bit
Yeah.
and it kind of worked well for him. I've never been the biggest fan of The Rock as a heel personally. Not saying that he wasn't a good heel or anything like that. To me, he was just one of those guys where I just preferred him as a face because I just felt like it felt him better. Because I feel like sometimes, like especially like when he feuded John against John Cena, sometimes he was funny as a heel. Other times it kind of felt a little corny. And I feel like he kind of plays both ways with it. But all in all, solid match. But just once again, I wish that wasn't the main event and the Shawn Michaels Triple H was because it definitely was overshined because of that.
I feel like after the Shawn match, Marv, I feel like after that match in general, I just feel like because of all the oohs and the ahs and the I felt like once that next main event, the people were still trying to come down from that high from that Triple H Shawn match, so they
Oh,
didn't really have time to process the main event.
John, I can't agree with that, bro.
27 minutes is crazy.
I can't. I'm sorry, John. I can't. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, Triple H and Shawn's storyline was like hot, like for Raw. But like, when you go back and look at on SmackDown, Brock was going back and forth on Raw and SmackDown. It was basically like Brock was like trying to get into the Rock's head. You know, Rock was just like, no, he was just coming out, just spazzing out. And like almost every match, he will beat somebody, then he would just like go get in Brock's face. You know, basically, this is like when the fans really started like turning on Rock. Like they really turned on him at this pay-per-view right here. But it was like this story was so hot because like this was like a young lion trying to overcome an older lion. You know what I'm saying? Try to take over the prize. So I like I get what y'all saying about Shawn and Triple H main eventing over this, but like I it's tough because like both were the biggest stories going into SummerSlam. So it's like you needed to have Rock and Brock main event this match. Well, this pay-per-view, if that makes sense. So like you can somewhat pass the torch on, you know. And I
And do
mean,
it in
don't
the
get
bigger and do it in the brighter
yeah,
light.
like yeah.
I
Because I
under
mean,
Go ahead, my fault before
because I mean they Sean and Triple H did main event some pay-per-views later down the line, but it was like this right here was like when Brock needed that moment. Like he became the youngest world champion at the time. So I mean, you gotta
yeah.
have him at that.
Hey,
I
and
get
Rock took
what you're
that.
saying. I get what you're saying, Jojo. And shout out to Brock because he did climb the mountain in 5 short months. And then after the
Mhm.
match, Michael Cole said the next big thing is here. That's cool. But I'm saying is this. We're not taking nothing from that storyline. Don't get me wrong.
Mhm.
But let's all be honest here. The biggest storyline in well at that time really was HBK and Triple H. Like it just said it overpowered it. I get what you saying right now as you saying it now, but back in the day,
Yeah.
take it from somebody who was there. And I'm not trying to throw a shot at you. I'm just saying it really did overpower it. Triple H, Shawn Michaels being gone for 4 years.
Yeah.
We wasn't thinking about The Rock and Brock like that. You know,
Yeah.
and I get, like I said, it was a cool storyline. The storyline was great. I get it, but yeah, around that time we was like, "Pfft, nobody cares about that. You know, we was that was like that was the summer right there. You
Man, how
know,
he be like, The Rock says, no, you're wrong."
yeah, it just got overshadowed.
And by the way, The Rock, he that F5, bro, that he to the one that helped Lesnar win the match. He low key the
He sold that, bro. Oh my
bro when he
God.
did the F5, The Rock's body was to look like a flat pencil. He was just. I was like, that's insane, bro. Got
The
some
Rock
hang
says,
airtime on that too.
The Rock says, no, you're wrong, and shut your mouth. Bro, he sold that, bro. That man, The Rock is a great seller, bro. Man, he sold this shit out of F5, bro. I can't even lie, bro.
A good thing they had good thing they didn't put the dark match, the Spike Dudley 2 minutes and 15-second match on there. Thank God it was a dark match and not on the pay-per-view.
What? That was
JoJo,
wait, who he faced?
It was honestly, I completely forgot.
I
But it
forgot.
wasn't anyone known.
What was your match rating for that one? Because I don't think I heard it.
For which one? The Lesnar one?
Yeah,
Oh, 6.
6. So
I'm gonna give it an 8, bro. I liked it.
yeah,
And I more so liked it because how Rock carried himself in this match, man. Like he was able to
I,
tap into that.
I'm gonna say 5 because we didn't care. No, I'm just being real. It was like,
Cause they set the
man,
bar, you know.
set the bar for what?
I'm talking about Triple H and Shawn.
Oh, I was about to say, yeah, Brock and Rock said what? Yeah,
Oh,
Uh,
they
Jojo, it was Spike Dudley and Steven Richards.
oh, I mean, Steve was cool. I mean, he was cool. I like
R
Steve.
RTC.
Yeah, he was pretty cool. You know, Spike was cool. But dang, they had dark matches for pay-per-views. I didn't know that.
It was 9 on the card, 10 in total if you want to count that dark match.
Like I know, like they have like dark matches for like the weekly shows, but I didn't know they did pay
That
like that.
Back
that
then they
match
did.
that match was Saturday. It wasn't on that Sunday. It wasn't on
Oh,
that
Oh,
Sunday night.
Saturday. Oh, okay.
Yeah,
That
it
was
was.
looking
It was on that Saturday. It
I was
wasn't
looking
on the.
for it too because it was on the
Okay.
card or whatever, but it didn't pop up on the thing. I was wondering.
Yeah, y'all didn't miss nothing.
I was say I looked at it.
Oh yeah, no, it
It
was.
was like 2 minutes and like 50 something seconds. I was like, yeah, I didn't.
Yeah,
I
I was like,
Marv's like, don't worry.
why bring that up?
if it's under
Yeah,
3 minutes, it probably was a trash match.
it was.
It was 2 minutes and 15 seconds.
God, dog. So
This
they
was,
did interested in a finisher. God dang.
and yeah, that match was garbage. But
Oh,
here's my rating for the 2002 SummerSlam. The good, of course, the best was definitely HBK and Triple H. I didn't have a problem with the Angle and Mysterio match. I would say a great opener. RVD versus that guy was good. The Rock and Brock was solid. It was cool. Now the bad, I'm not gonna lie to you. I can't think of anything. But performer of the night, I'm definitely gonna give it to Shawn Michaels. His
Mhm.
amazing comeback performance stole the
Yep.
show. But like I said before, overall, SummerSlam 2002, 15 out of 10. This was an outstanding pay-per-view. Even the stuff I found slightly disappointing was still good. There was a bad match on the card, and there was some great. So I recommend it. I recommend y'all watch this because, like I said, there's some arguments that this is the greatest pay-per-view of all time. But, I don't know.
everyone thinks different.
Yeah,
got a
everyone
question.
thinks different.
Do y'all feel
Uh,
like because Dre, I think you were a part of that one too. Do y'all think it's better than the Survivor Series?
no,
pay-per-view?
Yeah,
Hell,
it's way better. It's better than Survivor Series.
I
no.
think
like
so?
Survivor
Yeah.
Series.
Why? Because you picked it?
No, it's not even that, man. Come on, bro. Man, come on, bro. That main event at the Survivor Series, bro. Come on. Triple H,
Oh, but you're looking
HBK.
at it in terms of one-on-one, though.
It doesn't matter what you think.
It doesn't matter what you think.
Oh, it does matter what I think,
No,
brother.
it don't.
Yes, it
What'd you
do.
say, Jojo?
Brother.
Bro, I'm sorry
It
though, but
doesn't matter what you
but
think.
like all biases aside, bro, I just enjoy the Survivor
It was
Series
cool.
pay-per-view a little bit more.
What you think, Jay Will?
I like this. I'm not gonna lie. I agree with JoJo. I like the Survivor. I'm
Thank
not like,
you.
but once again,
Oh,
SummerSlam.
shut up. You blocked
This
him
is a
earlier.
great
So
pay-per-view.
your friendship don't count right now because you blocked him earlier. I ain't trying to hear
Yeah,
that. Yeah, I
but
ain't trying to hear that.
you gotta
Bro.
realize, Marv, I got to watch RVD lose in the Survivor Series one, so I got to go with the Survivor
All right,
Series.
that's gonna do it for today's video.
What did he say last week, Marv? He said he's a poor version of Shawn Michaels or some shit like that.
That was
I
crazy.
ain't gonna lie, Josiah been attacking me all week because I said like, like he'll randomly text me like,
So wait, hold
"Hey,
on, hold on,
I'm
hold
still
on.
gonna believe
That's why you picked the because what's his name lost on there? What type of baby back bullshit is that?
it."
Like what?
Exactly. Like
Between
what?
that, man, JoJo can't catch a break. Lost in WWE to Jay Will, and now this.
Jerry, what was
I,
better?
I will say
2002,
though,
2002 SummerSlam or 2002 Survivor Series?
you said 2000,
Sorry, I'm going SummerSlam.
so we split 2-2 right now.
Yep.
Y'all comment and see what was better, either the 2002 SummerSlam or the 2002 Survivor
I
Series.
think it was the SummerSlam.
And Frey, if you're watching this, I'm expecting a good detail as to why which one you think is better.
Facts.
If who's
Going with
watching
it,
this?
bro.
Who?
Ray,
Right?
Ray? I'm
because
gonna have to send this to him. I'm gonna have to send this to him.
2002 Survivor Series, bro. I'm
Oh
telling
man, look, all right, that show's over with. All right, this is SummerSlam now.
you.
You had your shine, and on top of that, your boy really picked it for the wrong reason, so his vote technically don't count either.
He picked it for the wrong reason.
Hater of the year, bro.
No. What about that? Thank you, Jay. Thank you. Oh, fuck that.
Shut up.
Nah, man. All right, what was your thoughts on SummerSlam? For real.
I'm gonna give this a 9.5, bro. I enjoyed it. Like it didn't have no low points in it for me. The MVP of the show obviously was HBK. I really do think The Rock was underrated in his performance for him to like to snap out of that face persona and just tap into being a dickhead. Um, like I enjoyed everything about this show, honestly though, especially like the raid and the angle show opener. Like that was a chef's kiss right there. So I'm gonna get this a 9.5, man.
After watching that first match too, I thought like
Oh,
when we were watching, I was like, I already know that everyone on the panel is going to agree this was a great
but
opener.
you gave
Uh,
Survivor Series a 9. So what
I
did you
gave it a
say?
10. Yes, I gave it a 10, didn't I? Didn't I?
Okay.
So make me go back and watch the
Oh, no,
last video,
Go
bro.
ahead, watch. Go ahead and watch it.
no, because you remember we was talking about that Jamie Noble match, and you was like, that's like one of the main reasons you didn't give it a 10. I'm pretty sure you said something along
You know what? I'm changing it now. I'm
No,
gonna
no. Go ahead, Dre. Go ahead,
seriously.
Dre. Go ahead, Dre. Go ahead, Dre. Go ahead, Dre.
I gave for me, it broke the scale 20 out of 10 for me.
To me, I give this one an 8.5 out of 10.
It don't matter. It don't
Like I
matter
said,
what
the
you think
tag
either. It don't
team,
matter
I
what you
wasn't just the
think.
biggest
It don't
fan.
matter. It don't matter what you think either.
You
Hey,
can't
Jay
you
Will,
can't
I'm
handle
not
the
gonna
truth.
cap. I'm not gonna
Hey
cap
man,
Jay
look,
Will.
all I'm saying is, man, that tag team match I could have went without, and that other Undertaker chess match was too predictable, man. That's the only
Yeah,
reason.
that's true. That was definitely a predictable match. I
Hey,
agree.
not gonna lie, Jay Will. Whenever I hear you say, start the sentence off with, "See, here's the thing." When I hear that, I know some bullshit's about to get said.
Bro, be like that fish off of SpongeBob. Oh, brother, this hot take.
My leg.
Hold on. So like 20 minutes ago when Jay Will was saying something, that's how JoJo's face was looking like.
He was like froze. I thought he was.
No, I
Exactly.
was not from.
You have some moments where you think in the show where JoJo froze, but then you see the reflection of his glasses. I was like, oh, he's just sitting there looking at disappointment. He could just sit there looking at pure disappointment.
And it's even funnier when this man JoJo. I got because my cousin was watching the show when we did Survivor Series, and
Mhm.
he literally texted me like he was like, correct me if I get the names wrong, but he was like, is JoJo and the Will guy? He goes, are they cool? Because he told him to shut up, and he said he sounded pretty solid. And I
Yeah,
was like,
y'all
no, we're cool. We're
don't take this. We don't take nothing
No,
personal, y'all. We
man.
personal,
we
yeah.
we all we all love each other
It
at the
get
end of
worse
the
when
day.
you
That's
talk
Man,
about the Miami Heat.
everybody out there that's watching, me and John been friends since like second grade, bro.
right.
Yeah, I had to tell him. I was like, it's all funny games. He was like, because he sounded serious when he said shut up.
Yeah.
I was like, damn.
He thinking it's something. Y'all should have seen us when we was in our prime in high school. Man, me and John was at the lunch table arguing like Skip Bayless and Shannon Sharp every day.
I was always right.
You know it wasn't.
And I was always right.
Now I ain't gonna
Chattanooga.
lie, I believe that because JoJo is a little delusional. You
All right,
know,
video over, video over.
you ain't got no control, brother. First he thought his list was better than mine.
It was.
Then he thought Survivor Series was better than SummerSlam.
It was. It literally was,
And
man.
check this out, people. He wasn't even born when some of the shit happened.
It was still better.
I was still there.
I was still there, buddy.
It was better though.
JoJo was there in spirit. You know,
No,
I
he
was.
wasn't.
he was
No,
there in
I was.
when your birthday, JoJo?
November 27th.
Wasn't fucking alive when neither one of them happened. So what?
I was there.
All right.
Hey, just an FYI for everyone on here, this upcoming December, Christmas, you're all getting a present for me, and it'll be a fat head of my face. So just forewarning y'all now. I'm gonna need addresses soon.
So I'm
Man.
not gonna lie. I would give you Cole for Christmas, but I'd rather give you like a statue of RVD. I feel like that's worse.
Well, that's crazy. The heat that Rob gets, and just for y'all, one more time, Rob.
Oh, I know what I'm getting,
Damn.
JoJo.
What?
You'll see, motherfucker. Just send me your address. I got some for
He gonna
you.
give you an Ed Spear.
If it's
Just
something,
know
if
you're
it's
getting a
something,
fat head of my face. So
if it's something dealing with Edge from 2005 through 2009, I'm sending it right back.
You can't send it back.
Yo, how's it
Yes, I
hit you with a
can.
spear?
I can hand deliver. You forget that y'all don't live far from Memphis from me.
Man.
So all I need is an address. I could just pull up. might just spear you one time too. Fuck it.
I can see
No,
Marv
I'm
as soon
just
as you open the door. Wham!
yeah, I'm gonna be like, yeah, this is what Edge used to do. I'm gonna be like, hi.
Just laid out like a little Family Guy character or something.
But I appreciate y'all, man. This was fun. Like, comment, subscribe. Don't forget to vote. 2002 SummerSlam, 2002 Survivor Series. I know my list was better than JoJo, so peace, love, and all that. Thank you.